people are very curious. I mean, I've never done a Danish film where people come up and say, how does it finish? Tell me the finish. Everybody wants to know the end in Star Wars. It's like, why? Why would you want to know that?
Why would you want to spoil the fun
but
yourself?
Everybody wants to know it, and it's very interesting. It's a phenomenon that is so deeply sunk into the culture of the Star Wars that people are always guessing and guessing what's going to happen in the next film. And how do I do it? I just don't say anything, and that's the only way you can approach it. I mean,
how about if your kids want to know? Would you tell them?
Yeah, sure.
Does your contract allow this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's take the next question.
Maybe I would like to ask you if you are the first time in Poland. I don't know if it was.
It doesn't
We
work.
can hear it. If it's my first time in Poland.
Yes, and how do you find it?
And how do I find it? I found it easy. It's on the map. but it's not my first time. I've been here for I think 4 times, but I haven't had the time, to go out and really see it. But I've worked with Polish people, obviously, and been inside studios and been driving them back and forth. How do I find it? I mean, it's our neighbor. It's our neighbor culture, and we have. I grew up as well with Kieslowski, so I'm very fascinated by his work. I mean, the biggest film in my world is Decalogue. I think it's an outstanding masterpiece. So it's super interesting to come and visit, but I would love to have more time to see. And I know obviously history has been treating Poland in many different brutal ways, and it's interesting to see how strong we are as a nation still. Sometimes that's how it works, right? But I'll have to explore it a little more. So far, I really like it.
And my second question is, what would be the next role that you would like to play, the next character? Do you have any personal...
Do I have a favorite thing I would love to do? No, not really. I don't have a tiny little Hamlet inside of me I want to play, or that's not my ambition. I'm trying not to be ambitious on my career. I'm trying to make everything I do the most important thing, so that they don't just become stepping stones towards a goal that I will never reach. I'm trying to make every project the most important thing, and I'm never the boss of where that's going, and I kind of like that.
That's very smart. You said something about how you do not stick to your characters too much when you work, like that you leave them on the set, you don't come home, you don't live with them, you don't, like other actors in method acting, where they want everyone to use the character's name when they talk to them. How do you sort of compare the way you work with, the method acting? Does it work better for you? Did you ever sort of consider doing otherwise?
No, I never considered doing it in other ways. And the thing is, method acting is actually just a very boring thing about repeating a certain move and evoking a certain emotion doing that. So the other thing about staying with the character or go and live on a mountain for 2 years and fix shoes because that's your character, that has nothing to do with method acting. It's just research, and we all do research, and that's nice. But if you bring it home and you make your children call you strange names, you are a villain, then you're crazy. Then it's not work anymore. It's just simply not acting. And for some people who do that, they can get away with it. They're good. Some people are really bad. So it doesn't come from there. The acting is from somewhere else. So, but you can't bring the characters back home. Your kids will go crazy.
Especially if you play villains, right?
Exactly. Chase around and try to kill my kids.
Would not work. Poproszę kolejne pytanie, może tam. Widzę panią blond włosy, poproszę mikrofon.
What are your favorite?
Ja przepraszam, poproszę drugi mikrofon w takim razie od razu do pani, żebyśmy mieli...
What are your favorite scenes from Hannibal from each season?
Favorite scenes, oh, there's a lot of great scenes, so that's going to be a long answer. But I think the last episode of season 2 is one of my favorite episodes because I think it's there are some crazy, brutal, and beautiful scenes in that whole episode. The very last one of season 2. But I can't remember because there's so many of them. I mean, they're all my favorite. I love them all.
That's great. I mean, it's perfect to be working on a material that you feel so strongly about. Proszę, Panią.
After working on a movie, how do you relax?
I relax doing sports. That's basically what I love doing. I do sports every day.
What kind of sport?
I play a lot of tennis, I ride a bicycle a lot, I play handball, I play football, everything I can get my hands on. I just love doing sports, and that's my kind of way of doing yoga or relax and meditation. It's just a little more physical.
And I have a second question. We all know, at least fans know, that your birthday is coming. How are you going to celebrate it?
Doing a lot of sports. No, I'm probably going to drink a couple of beers with some friends. I'm not sure yet because my local team is playing FC Porto in the Europe League, Champions League. So I'm trying to sell that back home, that it's going to be a great thing to go and watch that on my birthday, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. We'll
I
see.
wonder how it's going to done with your wife.
Yeah, exactly. I'm working on it.
Widzę tutaj pana Wojtkara. Proszę.
Hi, you said you like playing villains, and I was wondering whether sometimes it's challenging not to explore your dark side too much. We all remember the case of Heath Ledger and Joker, and I feel like Hannibal is way more psychedelic, way more brutal, and so on and so forth. So, is it sometimes hard not to, get too much into this dark side?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't work like that for me. I don't, first of all, I don't see them as dark people. Hannibal's a very classical example. He's probably the happiest man I've ever met. He is so pleased with life. He loves life. He sees beauty everywhere, right? So I approach it like that. I can't tell myself, oh, such a dark place. No, it's a very, very bright and wonderful place he's going in his head. So that's how I approach it. If I always go, oh my God, I don't want to go down that path. But you see, Hannibal likes what he's doing. He likes killing. He likes eating people. And he loves beautiful music and beautiful people as well. So that, when you approach it like that, it doesn't become a dark side, it becomes something else. That sounds psycho, I know that.
Some people actually say that playing positive characters can be boring. Do you feel that?
No, I don't think so. I mean, positive and negative, I think they always go hand in hand. Any hero has to have some flaws, some mistakes that we can relate to. And any bad guy has to have something that we can relate to as well, something we like about them. So I think they're kind of like this two sides of the same coin. I try not to divide them up in good and bad, but I've played a lot of good guys as well, and I found them very interesting. So it's like I'm avoiding it at all.
Poproszę kolejne pytanie. Tam na przykład widzę w rogu. Mogę poprosić mikrofon do pana?
Hi, Gun Erso in Rouge One. Is he a good guy or the bad guy?
Ooh. Can you say anything?
He's either a good guy doing bad things, or a bad guy doing good things. You would not define him as a complete bad guy, absolutely not. But he's a man with a gigantic dilemma, and he has to deal with that.
So he's an interesting character then.
I
Another
think
one.
I think he is.
Może tutaj, pani w czerwonej, ja przepraszam, że tak palcem pokazuję, ale nie bardzo mam inną możliwość.
Hi, Jorgi. Great fan of yours and your work. Thank you for being here. I have a question about theater, because you mentioned earlier that you not necessarily want to play Hamlet or your previous work with theater. So I'm just wondering if that's the path you want to go or explore, or not really.
Doing theater. Was that a question? If I wanted to go and do theater again? Yeah. No. I really like theater when it works, but I really love films. So there's a big difference. I simply can't compare it. When theater works, it's magical, it's fantastic, and you're up there and everything's running smoothly. When it doesn't work, you have to do it 100 times, and people hate you. It's just a long journey, and I'm not a big fan of doing the same again and again and again, over and over every night. There is something